Mr. McCarthy, the FY20 budget calls for the elimination of 18,000 medical billets. That's about 20% of the force, if I've got my facts right, which is a significant cut in the medical workforce and is likely to have a pretty significant impact on the quality of medical care provided. The hospital at Fort Leonard Wood, as you know, is already under pretty significant strain from a lack of assigned medical personnel. Can you assure me that if you are confirmed that you will work with me to address this problem?
Senator, I actually would like to go down and visit the Leonard Wood facility with you. As we work our way through the DHA merger, is what we like to refer to in the department, there are locations around the country where there's great health care outside the gate, and there are other more remote places where we're challenged with the distance from the installation to the healthcare facility and then the size and scale of those facilities. So as we make this transition, some of our more remote installations will have challenges, and that's a place where we're paying a tremendous amount of attention to ensure we get the appropriate health care that they need, but absolutely, sir.
Great, thank you. I look forward to that. How do you, switching topics, how do you envision the Army helping to delay, degrade, and deny a Chinese fait accompli against Taiwan? And I'm thinking in particular here of long-range precision fires.
Senator, our number one investment priority of long-range precision fires, from the tactical extended range counter-artillery precision strike missiles, which is an ATACMS replacement, which if outside of the INF treaty, those munitions could have range in the upwards of 600 kilometers. Hypersonic glide body missiles. So we have an array within the suite, an array of capabilities that will change the geometry within Southeast Asia. And if we can get the appropriate partnerships, expeditionary basing rights with partners in the region, we can change the geometry and basically have the effects to reverse anti-access area denial capabilities that have been invested by near-peer competitors.
Yeah, let me thank you for that. And just to make sure that I understand, I hear you saying that conventional INF range missiles would significantly enhance the Army's ability to perform that mission of blunting a potential Chinese fait accompli. Is that right? I mean, if I heard you correctly. Let me ask you this on the same topic. How do you see the Army working with other services, and I'm thinking particularly of the Marine Corps, to ensure that these long-range precision fires and associated capabilities are integrated with the rest of the joint force?
For instance, on the hypersonic effort in particular, we signed a joint memorandum of agreement, and this is a joint interest program, not a joint program, where we're all sharing data, synchronizing the buys of materiel, and sharing the data within the test regimes, so how many shots we're going to take over the course of the next 24 to 36 months. So a great partnership of working together, but we're not looking at changing the fundamental requirements of how this weapon system will be employed in combat operations. So don't want to slow it down, but where there are synergies, we're going to lock arms and go after it. So that in particular, we view the hypersonic effort similar to the Pershing capability in the 80s. This could fundamentally change the posture for us and various combatant commands, and it's a number one investment priority for us. It's something that really started with Secretary Mattis and has been, we've just had our foot on the gas here, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Barrett, let me ask you a question about Air Force priorities. The Air Force's own analysis, as I understand it, shows that investments in C4ISR, munitions, air-based resilience, are critical to ensuring that you're able to contribute fully to deterring or defeating China and secondarily Russia. Can you give me a sense of how the Air Force is working with the other services to ensure resilient C4ISR in contested environments, and particularly the Indo-Pacific theater?
Well, again, I think the Indo-Pacific is such a vast area. In many instances, it's hard to get surface access to some of those areas, so alternate basing opportunities, and it's especially, C4ISR is especially dependent upon space, and that's where the importance of defending, protecting our space assets really rises to the fore.
Let me just ask you this finally. If you're confirmed, how do you plan to balance the tension between the need to invest enough in C4ISR, munitions, air base resilience, other critical enablers, while simultaneously increasing the number of operational squadrons to 386?
So the balance is really the key issue, Senator. It is, it's a resource-constrained time, and that's where we just have to establish priorities and make sure that we minimize the vulnerability in any of those areas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.